This is the Worley and Essington Canal, or Curly Wurley as it's known, at Brownhills. Built around 200 years ago, closure of parts of the canal in the 50s means there is little boat traffic along here now. The Brownhills Canal Festival is organised mainly by Christine Howells on behalf of the Lichfield and Hatherton Canals Restoration Trust to raise funds for and awareness of the project.
So one of the reasons that we do the Brownhills Canal Festival is to highlight the canal in Brownhills, which gets so rarely used. It's unfortunately gets full of rubbish, full of weed. And one of the things that we're doing is restoring the Lichfield Canal. Once the Lichfield Canal is restored, it'll open up this section to the northern parts of the canal network.
No, look, opening the missing link of this part of canal would be amazing. It would open up so much more waterways to be easily accessible. So
at the moment, there's only two ways: down through the 21 or down through Birmingham. Whereas if the rest of the canal was open, it could go through Lichfield up to Coventry and that way, which would make it a lot better.
It's nice to see that the restoration is going to go ahead.
It needs to be done, and I'm really glad it is being done, because it's going to make a big difference. Engine is, it's a Kelvin K2, and it's probably slightly bigger than it needs to be. It's got a little bit of history. It came out of one of the Purton hulks on the River Severn. The boat, I believe, was called Edith, and it was salvaged, rebuilt and put in here. So yeah, I'm now its caretaker. Yeah, because I don't think anyone should own something like this, so I just look after it. So, there you go. It's a beautiful thing, and it sounds like music when it's going.
Beautifully polished.
Oh, I'm getting there. I've gone through half a gallon of Brasso this week. This is actually its first time out. It's had lots of work done, and this is its sea trial, so to make sure everything works before I get it properly sorted, and then we're free to go cruising. But yeah, we're just testing it at the moment.
Well, thank you for coming to this.
It was by accident. It was while I took it on its first test run for a long time. This just happened to be on, so I stopped here and stayed on my way back to the boatyard.
No, I won't mind asking. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
It was beautiful.
So the pair of 1935 cargo carrying boats built for the Grand Union Canal Carrying Company to take all sorts really from Birmingham down to London and back up again. You carry about 50 tonnes on the pair of boats. In here you've got cargo holds, it's a lot of empty space really. Carry whatever you want around, timber, coal, grain, stuff out of the factories around Birmingham. And in here you've got that cabin, so this is where the crew would live and pretty much spend all of their lives, because usually boaters would just bring up their children on the boat to carry on after them. So yeah, you'd have the whole family living in here. So you've got a table, folds down, it's in the middle of the cabin so you can sit round it, and cupboards behind there. There's a top loading stove, there's coal in the top, little oven on the front there, coal box under the step. And then the bed folds down across, mind your head. The bed folds down across the width of the boat. Wow. So you've actually got a decent sized bed across here. You can get two adults across here, come whole family. Yeah, you have kids on the side bed. And because this is a butty, it's not got an engine, so it's got a very large rudder, what they call an ellum, because it's not got the wash from the propeller pushing over it, so you need more area. And you've got a very long tiller. You keep it up this way to keep it out of the way. But when you're going along, oh, sorry, it's stuck there. Yeah, when you're going along, you turn it round this way up, so it's not in the way, and steer from about where you're standing at the moment. The boats are jointly owned by the BCN Society and Brownhills Canal Trust, so we do a lot of the events around the Birmingham Canal navigations. We've come from Lichfield last week, and we'll be going to the Black Country Boating Festival in, I think, 3 weeks, and then Tipton the week after that. Down in Stab.
By the cyanide.
Fortunately, we were already on this level coming from Lichfield, so we haven't been affected by that directly.
What we are?
Yeah.
Lichfield and
Oh,
Harrison.
right.
Lichfield and Harrison. Yeah. It's just, yeah.
I think it will be very valuable to especially this area of the BCN, because at the moment it's a bit of a backwater because it's not really on the way to anywhere else. Whereas especially once the Lichfield opens from Oakley Junction down to Huddlesford, this will be a very useful through route to come up from the Coventry and Trent and Mersey onto the BCN. And I've seen your updates. It looks like you're making very good progress on it, and I'm glad to see the progress through the centre of Lichfield.
Thank you very much. That's excellent.
Okay, thank you.
And Canal.
0602.
Wow. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
This is day 2 at the Brownhills Canal Festival, and it's been an awesome weekend as always. We've had so many people come down. The weather's been brilliant. We've had so many traders, and so floating traders as well as land traders, and historic boats. So it's been a really good weekend, and we're starting to think about next year.
Good day yesterday, Bob.
We did very well yesterday. Thanks very much indeed to the buying public. Left us £1,000 for our trouble, so that was a really, really good day for us yesterday.
Wow.
stand in front of the scruffy bucket. Don't get the scruffy bucket in.
Tell us about the boat then. Well, it says use inland waterways.
Yeah, quite a lot of people have asked about that. When the boat was in its working state, the chap who's named on the back, John Nill, bought this boat along with some others in the late 1940s and ran them until the mid 1950s. And on the cloths that covered the cargo, he always had written use inland waterways, because it was at the time when the waterways were going into a bit of a decline, and he was really trying to promote them and keep the working trade going along the canals and rivers. So some of the boat, like Fellows Morton and Clayton, you will see their name on their cloths. And GUCCC you'll see on the Grand Union boats, and on John Nill's boats, because he was promoting, he wrote use inland waterways to try and get people aware and interested.
Yeah, that's good.
I have to say some positives. This was our easiest year of getting here. Fortunately, we didn't need to use the area that was sadly affected by the huge chemical spill. We came up from Wolverhampton, we came up the old main line to start with, up to 21 locks, and then turned off at Horsley Fields Junction. And apart from about 6 hours of Paul having to go down the weed hatch and remove weed and rose clippings and polythene and fishing line. Apart from that, the rest of the journey has been pretty good. I think it probably took us all together probably only about 10 or 11 hours. The event is excellent, as good as all the other years. Yeah, a shame some of the other historic boats couldn't make it because they were coming. Their route was set for where the chemical spill sadly occurred. But the LNH, I think it's an excellent scheme. Obviously, the same as most people probably do.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So you got trouble with it?
It was a blocked jet, actually. I think that's what it was, because the jet was definitely blocked. It was just that. I mean, I don't think there's nothing seriously wrong. It's just you know.
Well, that's enough.
She's a bloody old thing, and she's temperamental.
You were telling me yesterday it was the first run out.
This first run for 4 years. Yeah, it was stood for a long time. If that hasn't flooded it, I don't know what has. It's crossed. Oh, you monkey! We know the petrol's clean now.
So there's still plenty of vapours coming out the top, so
Is it?
yeah. There's plenty of diesel from somewhere.
Yeah, I did wind the diesel bulb in then. Maybe it just needs to run a little bit longer on petrol. Whatever it is on the start, just any slight drop in bolt.
Appropriately named Defiance.
Well, that's nowhere near flat, is it? That's nowhere near flat.
No.
The 32 on charge. But,
had a good weekend?
It's a very good so far.
Good. Enjoying the event?
Yeah, we're locals, just come down to see our friends.
Yes,
Right.
At the
yes.
event, yeah.
We've been to cheddar cheese and we've bought some sweets and we're just off to get some more sweets.
Oh, good.
And we were dropping in our friends Pat and John just to say hello, weren't we?
Yeah.
We're hoping we're going to get shown round.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. He
No
even showed
problem,
me
mate, you know
around.
that. I built it myself, so I wanted it, not like a narrowboat,
Okay.
but I wanted like a cruiser type.
Yeah.
But it hinges in half. It folds round.
Right.
I had hinges on it.
Yeah.
So if you go to a winding hole,
Yeah.
it's a long time. You've got to go through 10 locks sometimes, 20 locks
Yeah.
to turn round. Well, I didn't want that when I was working.
Yeah.
So when I built the boat, I built it in two halves. It joins in the centre. And I had hinges on it originally, so that it could hinge round,
Yeah.
come together. You could turn around in the canal here, open the back up and go back the other way. There's no lock bigger than 70 foot.
Right.
Right, but this boat is 54 foot. I made it so that it was 54 foot, so it'd be 27 foot
Yeah.
when she folded round.
Right, okay.
And 27 foot you can turn round in any canal.
Yeah.
You see.
Clever.
So,
He is.
Very clever.
yeah, that's why I made it like that.
Have you had a good weekend?
Yes, very good. It's been quite warm, so we've got no complaints. We didn't get fouled up, only a couple of times, so it's been acceptable.
That's
yes.
good. What
Thank
do you
you.
think about the LNH and their attempts to restore that lost link?
It'll take a while, but unfortunately I don't think it'll be in our lifetime. So, but apart from that, it'll make the waterways accessible to Lichfield and the rest of the country really.
Yeah.
But at the moment there's only two ways, down through the 21 or down through Birmingham. Whereas if the rest of the canal was open, you could go through Lichfield up to Coventry and that way, which would make it a lot better.
Yeah. Great.
Okay? Yep.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
In the days before power drills, this is what people had. You can put them in, or you can take them out, depending on the position of that switch.
That's it. I remember that.
And this is the lady who is the brains of the operation.
Oh, right. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Brilliant.
So this is Ebony, and she's a 17-year-old Shire horse, and she's wearing traditional boat horse harness that would have been used for pulling the narrowboats along the canal network. The harness itself is around 100 years old. It's had a few repairs, bits and pieces over the years, but they don't make it anymore because there's no need for it anymore. So to find a set still in reasonable order that you can display, that's why we brought it along really. Ebony is a bit big, she would struggle to get under the bridge holes on this network, so they tended to use a slightly smaller horse, but I haven't got a smaller horse, so I can only display what I've got. But you're more than welcome to come and stroke her. He managed to get himself tangled up in something.
Fall down, do that?
Yeah. Surprise, that's
And then I'm a dinner lady.
Now the time has come to leave you one more time. Then close your eyes and I'll be on my There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a LHCRT. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down. Oh, blow me, bully boys, blow. Soon may the wellerman come and bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take the whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come and bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. Our boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that will did go. Soon may the wellerman come and bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Well, we are. Raffle ticket sellers yet? They're not been round.
Well, they're here.
Oh,
yeah.
Got some.
Okay. So this is Alan from Starcraft. He's been our harbour master for the last 4 years, which is absolutely brilliant. It helps us immensely. How's the festival been for you?
Fantastic. Best festival ever, Christine. Yesterday was absolute blown away. We didn't even have enough stock to get through today. But yeah, brilliant. Everybody, people turning out. Fantastic.
Excellent. And how's the journey been up the Whirly?
Usual challenges coming round the curly whirly. Nothing any better than worse than before. We got here and we'll get home again.
So presumably once we finish the Lichfield Canal, it'll be much easier to get to.
Straight out the other way, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. Nice loop we can do.